What's up, I'm Matty Marshall. You're watching the Matty Ho Show at exhale.com. Check it out. All right, what's up, man? Matty Marshall. You're watching exhale.com. It's the Matty Ho Show. Now, hopefully you've heard the name X-Factor. They're a young, up-and-coming team. We're lucky enough to have Andy Copcok here. I play with Andy. He's a veteran in the sport, one of the legends. He will be in the Hall of Fame when we have one day. And Andy, now you've been working with the X-Factor kids for a little while now,
right?
And you've been on legendary teams. You've been on Dynasty. You've been on the Ironman. You played for Infamous when they came out of the NXL and were blowing up. You've seen everything paintball has to offer. Played on All-Americans. I mean, you could put your list of teams up against anyone's list of teams. And it would be equal. And now you're playing with X-Factor,
sure.
and you're teaching these kids. You took second. You lost to the Russians in the final at the last event.
Yep. And
you're playing semi-pro here. You won the last tournament, right?
That's right. In semi-pro.
In semi-pro, Huntington Beach, and now you did really well so far in this event, and both your teams are advancing on.
That's right.
So talk to us a little bit about your program. I mean, no one knows X-Factor, and it's sad because it's one of those teams where when they first came in, you guys moved your way up to division, started at D3, and they just always were biting off more and more, trying to get better, earning respect. And now, I mean, you beat a lot of good teams at the last X-Ball event, took the Russians on for the championship, for that particular tournament,
right.
And you took second.
Right,
but the point is that you guys are just getting better so fast, and it's been such a long program already. Talk to us about that.
It's been a good ride. The team is very hardworking. They grind it out every single weekend. We are kind of away from the spotlight, away from the California scene, the Florida scene, and that kind of thing. And that's actually
and you're out of Texas,
good.
Right?
Out of Texas,
yeah.
San Antonio, Texas, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps us insulated from all the teams trying to pick us players apart, that kind of thing. And,
yeah.
It's a really good situation to have the ability to train and be left alone and learn on your own. Competition-wise, we get to practice some good teams. There's a lot of good teams that are now coming to visit us because we've gained that respect finally.
Yeah.
But the program's great. We've got Alex Martinez. Can't say enough about Alex. I mean, he's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, I finally got to talk to him,
right.
And I've seen so many different people come in and out of this sport, and the mindset that he has as far as his program is very smart and very real and logical. And he's, just talking to him and then talking to you about the mind state that you guys need in order to get to the top level of paintball, which is where you're at right now.
Right.
And then he was saying that he needed a guy like you to come in with all this talent you guys have and kind of focus that and make these kids understand that, it's not about how you look, or what gun you're shooting, or how your stance is. That's easy. All that stuff is just details. It's the mental tenacity. It's that last 5% that makes a championship player, and you've won championships.
Right.
And how is it trying to make the kids understand that?
You know what? There's been ups and downs. I'm not gonna say that hasn't. It's
Yeah.
never smooth sailing.
Yeah.
There's that youthful exuberance you have. You're going out there and you're making flamboyant moves and that kind of stuff and pulling off stuff that only some of the newer kids with athleticism and that kind of stuff can do.
Yeah.
However, they get ahead of themselves sometimes. So it's reeling them back in sometimes, getting them back to the real world has been a challenge. It really has, and it's just putting everybody on the same page. Is really a team, a family type of mentality that we try to instill into everybody, and we've been successful with that. So, on the top end, we know we can compete with the talent on the team, and we've had the opportunity to play good teams in the past, practice, that kind of thing. Moving up to the NXL last year, drawing the Russians, I think it was 4 times in the last 3 events, or maybe 5 times the last 3 events. Drawing them, competing with them, beating them once.
Yeah. Which gives them confidence.
That stumbling block is no longer there.
Yeah.
So you start rolling. You say, okay, well, we can beat these guys.
We can beat the best.
Ranked teams. We can beat the best.
Yeah.
So let's start studying the other teams that we're going to have to start playing.
Yeah.
Let's get on that level and do what we got to do to win. Confidence is there.
Exactly. And on the confidence tip, it takes that sort of victory in order to get the kids in their mind knowing that, it's tough for these guys, man. They come out, they see the Dynasties, the Excessives, the Infamouses of the world.
Right.
They see them in the magazines, on the videos, on the internet, and they have this image, this godlike image of these guys, and they can shoot them any day, and you have to convince them. You can kill them, man.
It's been a challenge. but because of the mental toughness that they've got, hey, they played the Ironman the first time in their lives, and they've been watching these guys on videos, watching them live, you know, joking around that, you know, we'll just wait till we get to play these guys kind of thing.
Yeah.
They go out there and they drew Ironman, you know, the first time they ever play them in this last NXL event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Played a really good, solid, put together, solid game. Dynasty, never played Dynasty before. Put another solid match together, beat Dynasty. You know, we've had the respect from our peers to where, you know, the guys on the Ironman and Dynasty, they know, they've been watching, they know who's, you know, they know what's up, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you know, it was nice to get the respect for the kids after we had beat these teams.
Yeah.
Get the immediate respect finally for these guys, and that meant a lot.
Because it's been years of work now, you know? Yeah.
Right. No, it's been years. It's been a D3 championship followed by a D1 championship. Halfway through a D1, bumping up the NXL, doing well, making the first cut, and then this year the growth curve is just, you know, it's on our way up.
So now that you're at where you're at, and you guys are banging with the best, and the kids understand, and it's kind of like, I look at these young teams coming up, you got like guys like the Hurricanes, you know, and they have so much potential and so much talent, but I think that messes with them in their head sometimes because they know what they can do, but they don't have anyone on that team that's the older established guy that can, you know, check them when they need to be checked, give them that information when they need to get it, to help them get to that next level. As far as you getting to that next level where instead of a second you're actually beating those teams, what's your plan from now?
Well, you know what, we've been working hard away from the events, and I think it's time to start working a little bit harder at events. You know, prior to this season, we didn't have a lot of staff. We didn't have a full-time coach in the X-Ball. Didn't practice the 7-man format very much. Yeah. So we've changed our philosophy a little bit. We're going to start practicing some 7-mans. To get to that next level, 7-man is a perfect, you know, way to become a better overall paintball player. Yeah. And that's where the kids need to mature. Yeah. Everybody's got to mature on that level. You know, again, on the X-Ball field, it's at the event. We've got a full-time coach now, helping us out tremendously. He's known everybody on the team, the kids, for a number of years. Ryan Gray, he's helping us out with one of our sponsors, Key Action Sports. Nice. Really helping us out. And you know, everything flows from there. Basically, learning from the best, watching the best, and getting to that next
It's just going to be banging heads against them all the time, and then finally one day they will, it will cohese into that what you want it to be. You know, and also, you know, now you're playing semi-pro and 7-man. What people don't get is semi-pro. Yeah, that's the name of it, but that's just because there's not enough pro spots. These are pro teams, you know, at the top level of semi-pro, and it's a really hard division, man.
It is. I mean, we're watching some of the pro teams out here, and we're pointing out some mistakes they're making, honestly, and we're thinking, okay, well, sure, they're the top 18 pro teams, but you know, look at, they left that lane open, they're doing this wrong. Guys, don't get in that attitude where you can think you can just get away with doing this. Yeah. We've got to get to that next level. Let's tighten up a little bit. Let's continue sticking with our game plans. And you're right, semi-pro is a very tough division. Yeah. Anything can happen. You've got teams that strictly play that format, whereas we
have to go back and forth, and you have to transition between the fight of X-Ball and the chess game of 7-man.
Sure,
you know?
sure. And look, we've got 4 days to prepare for the next event.
Yeah.
It's a constant, you know,
constant
playing
struggle
with your head and everything else. But just being on the same page with everybody has been important, and we've been able to do that so far.
Well, cool. Andy, thanks for your time, man. Yep. Good luck tomorrow, dude.
Appreciate
Sunday, hopefully. See you guys on that podium, and then just you know, keep giving them that extra 5%, man.
Right,
you know.
Right.
So how many more years you got in you, dude? I mean, you've been doing this forever. I know you're indestructible. You know, Andy Copcok's indestructible. In case anybody didn't know. But how many more years do you think you got in you?
Hey, I'm having fun. I'm having the time of my life, so you never know.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, good luck tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see you next
Appreciate
time
it, man.
for sure.